My name is Mulaney. Most people refer to me as Coach Mel. I'm a personal trainer as well as an educator at the YMCA, a Metro Richmond as well as YMCA USA. I am a teacher of their diabetic education classes, certified through the YMCA USA. I have my own personal training business. I've been in the health and fitness industry for over 10 years, and I have a significant interest in living a healthy lifestyle and helping others live a healthy lifestyle. I work with people across the board from 3 to 100. You know, my youngest trainees have been 3-year-olds, and I've worked with people all the way up until 89-year-olds, so I don't discriminate. I specialize in real life fitness and health goals, trying to break it down into smaller goals that are obtainable, as opposed to just coming out and saying that we've got to go crazy with it, you got to go extreme with it. That's not what I deal with. I deal with everyday lifestyle changes that happen with progression and over time, and that have significant results that actually work, and that you will stay on that path and you will actually change your life. I come from a background of playing sports from the time I was in middle school on up through, let's say, college level, as well as some semi-pro stuff. So health and fitness has always been something on my mind. I also have a unique background of health issues within my family, which also kind of drove me and motivated me to want to stay on the path of health and fitness. Some of the background include diabetes, high blood pressure. My grandfather actually went blind from having diabetes, and I had some other major issues, health issues, lost some family members due to things, diabetic complications and high blood pressure, things like that. A lot of lifestyle management disease stuff going on. So that kind of motivated me to stay on the path of health and fitness, as well as it just being a personal hobby and a personal liking and interest of mine. So health and fitness has pretty much been following me all my life, and I doubt if I'll ever leave it. Resistance training is just working the body in a physical way where you activate your muscle activity. It is just challenging the muscles to go above and beyond just everyday activities, but as well as being able to do everyday activities with ease and without injury. The body has a tendency to accommodate and be able to adjust to the physical level that it lives on an everyday basis. As far as you like walking upstairs or carrying your groceries and things like that, it kind of gets used to that. If you provide it with extra resistance training, not only will you prepare in case something else happens out of the ordinary, but you'll be able to do your everyday activities with ease and injury free. Because if the body gets used to its everyday activities, then it's not used to maybe you slipping on something and then you have an injury, and your recovery time will take a lot longer when the body hasn't been worked and hasn't experienced any type of resistance training. But usually, if you've had some type of resistance training, your body has been prepared to recover at a lot quicker pace, and you'll be healthier and you'll just feel better on a regular basis. We need resistance training so that your muscles will grow. Your muscles need to be challenged sometimes. The body has this great way of recovering and learning to accommodate itself and learning how to deal with the stress that it has to do all the time. So once it gets used to the type of resistance that you're providing for it every day, picking up the kids, cleaning the house, things like that, it kind of plateaus. So you have to add something new in there for your body to continue to grow and to continue to utilize the muscles that it has. Yes, everyone's strong enough for resistance training. You don't have to be in perfect state of health. You don't have to be have worked out all your life. You can start resistance training at any age, at any level. You know, you can be at the beginner's level or you can be below the beginner's level, because your body has to be able to move. So resistance training is a must to get out of the vegetative state. Like, unless you're just going to lay in bed without any type of movement at all, which the body would eventually die from, you need some type of resistance training to help it to be able to get healthy, either get healthy, stay healthy, or become healthy. Everyone is strong enough for weight training. It's just a matter of you starting where you are. Resistance training can be done across the board. I mean, there's no reason, there's nothing in life that you won't have to have some type of strength to be able to do something. So therefore, resistance training is for everyone. You have to think of a baby. If a baby spent the first part of its life just laying on its back, how would it learn to crawl? How would it get strong enough to walk? How would it get strong enough to grow? So you have to have some type of resistance training at every level of life. You know, so it's just a natural progression. And we just get to a point where our bodies, after we get to a certain age, we have to provide it with the resistance training that it needs. You know, it starts off learning how to, you know, you go from laying on your back to crawling, from crawling to walking, from walking to running. And that in itself is progression. But once it gets to a certain state and it plateaus and gets used to the physical activity, to provide it with extra resistance is only going to help it. You don't have to become bulky when you're doing any type of resistance training. People that you see who are bodybuilders specifically train for their bodies to look that way. It doesn't mean that as soon as you pick up a pair of dumbbells and you start utilizing them on a regular basis that you're all of a sudden going to have these massive muscles that show up in your arms and your legs and all over your body. I know that's something that a lot of women struggle with. That's the first question that I get a lot in the gym. And that's not what's going to happen, especially if your muscles haven't been worked in a significant way. First and foremost, what you're going to experience is that you're going to create growth. Your muscles are going to start working way more efficiently, and they're going to start burning off calories, especially extra calories, which equal fat within the body. That's the first thing that's going to happen. And then once it burns off a lot of excess fat, a lot of excess calories, what's going to happen is you're going to start to tone up. And that's usually a result that everyone wants. Everyone likes their bodies to be nice and tight, no loose, extra skin. And that's the result that people want, but they're afraid to get to it. But that's the first thing that happens. It's not a secondary thing, it's the first thing. Bulking up, like I said, getting massive muscles, you have to specifically train for that. And most people don't come in training for that unless bodybuilding is your goal. Well, you can go the traditional route by getting some weights, purchasing weights from the store, or you could go a more non-traditional route and you can even do body weight training. You know, resistance training can be done with the person's own body weight. It's different options that you have. Really, you have to explore what's more realistic with you based on the spacing that you have, based on what your likes and dislikes are, you know, what you're comfortable with. Some people are comfortable with putting hand weights in their hand. Some people are comfortable with the fact of manipulating their own body, and they want to see what they can do as far as movement. So there are different options. There are a lot of different options now, especially within the home. We even have resistance bands now, which are really easy to store, and they're also easy to use as long as you use them correctly and safely. These are known as dumbbells, hand weights. These are your more traditional. People are used to seeing these in the gym atmosphere. You can purchase these. They have, they tend to be more economical, not a very expensive price. But again, if you get instructions on how to use them properly, they can be utilized in a whole lot of ways. So these, again, are dumbbells. You have your TheraBands. that are kind of new, but not so new to the market. These were first used in rehabilitation centers. Usually when people are coming off of major injuries, things of that nature, this is what they would start them off with. There are a lot of different exercises that can be done with this. They've gone to the point where they're not just used for rehabilitation from injuries, even though that's what people really recognize them from. They can be done to prevent injury now. So we're now into the mode of preventing injury as opposed to waiting till someone gets injured and then utilizing the exercises for these. So again, these are easy to store. Now you can find them in stores and order them online. So again, these are TheraBands. Some of your new things to the market as well, which have been on the market for a little while, resistance bands. Again, all you have to do is make sure you know how to utilize them. Again, a lot of different a lot of different training things can be done with this. You can train your legs, you can train your upper body, you can train your chest. It's just a matter of getting the instructions and being able to understand them and follow along. They're really simple. As long as you're safe, again, because you got like this giant rubber band thing, and you know, with the rubber band, there's a possibility of things going wrong, but really they're pretty safe. Once you know exactly how to use it safely and you follow the directions, they're easy to use, it's easy to store, you have them, you can they travel well. I utilize these in my training for myself as well. So, you know, these are just a couple of the options.